Hey, I'm Shannon Lynch. I'm a realtor here in Charlotte, North Carolina, and today we're spotlighting neighbors. My guest today is Joe Kuhlmann of the Evening Muse. Hey, Joe.
Hi, Shannon.
Good to see you.
Great to see you.
So let's talk a little bit about the Muse. How did it come to be?
2001 is when we opened, April 2001. There was really sort of a need within Charlotte for songwriters and written song to kind of have a place for artists and musicians to grow. We really wanted to make sure that they were able to connect with audiences. We had a lot of what we call menu venues, which are like restaurants that kind of put on music but don't give it the spotlight, don't give it the class and the aspect that they really deserve.
Yeah.
We started in April of 2001, and it's been a wild ride ever since.
Well, I mean, this is absolutely probably my most favorite venue as far as music in all of the Charlotte area. There are larger venues, and we've seen venues come and go. What's the staying power of the Muse?
I believe that intimacy is really a big part of it, where, it's more intimate. Maybe let's not say intimacy. The Muse is very intimate, so the artist is right there in the room with the guests. It's not a giant stage. You're not pushed back. There's no security like in front of the stage and stuff like that. That really kind of puts up a border between the artists and the fans. And so that energy gets collected. The fact that we're about 120 seat capacity, it doesn't make it so big that the focus gets lost. Mm-hmm. The other thing is we turn the room over. We try to have 2 shows a night. So an early show for music and artists that makes sense for early shows, later shows for the music and guests that prefer a late thing, as opposed to a one-size-fits-all. The Muse we approach it as chameleons. We're here to kind of adapt and make the artists feel welcome, make all the guests feel welcome. We put on a wide variety of music. We don't just we're not a one-trick pony. So we're a part of the community in that sense too, where everyone can feel welcome here.
What was your first show?
God, what was ours? So April 6, 2001 was a band named Tesser.
Oh my gosh.
They were a local act. Shayna Blake is still a singer-songwriter that's around in the area.
Yeah.
Wes Robinson was in that band. A lot of local friends that we still know from almost 20 years ago now.
Who have you seen blow up that started, cut their teeth on the stage here?
Let's see, Sugarland, the Civil Wars, Sturgill Simpson played here early on, the Ava Brothers played here, Lake Street Dive, Shovels and Rope. There have been a number that have gone on to do some pretty significant things. That's always the thing that a lot of people are interested in, and I get it. I mean, that's what that marquee value and seeing how people come up and so forth. But the thing that really excites me is seeing people that kind of come in at the open mic level and are just learning and watching their improvement grow and just having stage time and learning and reacting and growing themselves, and then to the point where they elevate to having their own show here and then selling out here and then moving. That to me is like the real important work of the Muse. That's where we're inspired, helping to inspire them to
watching the growth.
Yeah. So it's
how
like
cool
cultivating
is that?
It really is. It's really great.
The Muse has been used for, oh my gosh, a ton of things. I mean, you've done neighborhood meetings here. Sure. You've done music, obviously. At one point, you were sharing the space with a coffee shop in the morning. So yeah, I mean, you definitely have had a lot going on. Is there any one favorite? Is there any one that stands out for you that you really, really enjoyed, or is there a few that really just kind of stand out for you as like either an amazing performance or one of your most favorite memories or nights, something at the Muse?
Not so much any one thing. It's more of like when everything is working and everybody's having a good time, staff included, where, we're kind of like a family and everything. So it's like when we're all feeling like really great about a show afterwards and, the audience is just like, they don't want to leave because they're like, they just want more, and the artists are just like, and it happens a lot.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to brag or whatever, but there really is something special that happens here. It's an experience unlike most others because, like I said, it's just the one room, and people really, they, like I said, they get to meet the artists, they get to buy merch, and but coming up and kind of like sneaking around from the booth and like seeing the audience's faces and stuff, and just seeing how engaged they are. It's a reflection of our growing humanity and so forth. People need live music, they need art, they need that connection, and so seeing that happening is my big reward. And it's not about me loving the music or loving what's happening here. It's more about seeing the guests. With the number of acts that we have and everything like that, sure, I don't like everything necessarily, but I find value in everything, and I can respect everyone that comes through. So that to me is more of what it's about. And so like the idea behind, the Evening Muse, the name, so Evening Muse, Evening News, it's kind of a play on words, but the idea is for people to come and see someone on stage that's pursuing their life's passion. Okay, kind of like what you're doing. You're out there trying to show people what it is that makes you tick, what it is that provides for you, what you want to provide and offer to the community and so forth. And so the audience members coming in, seeing a show, pursuing, seeing somebody pursue their life's passion or whatever, is to help inspire them to go and do the same thing.
Yeah.
So, the way that works is through community and through being here and being open and putting on shows, and different people are going to be hip to different things, and so we don't present the same kind of music every night. We don't present the same kind of music throughout the week, throughout the month. And we have people that perform from all over the world here, everywhere except Antarctica. We've had everyone from all the continents are covered. So whether it's going to be like, throat singing, which I know people are like, what's throat singing? And stuff. But it's brilliant, and it's really music at its rawest form when you have, three gentlemen up here from southern Russia that don't speak any English, yet their music connects with people.
Yeah.
And everybody in the room is just like pins and needles, like, what's next?
Yeah.
So, that's the power of music. That's the power of that human connection and stuff.
I think the most fun for me here at the Muse has been probably the open mic nights. Because watching people, oh my goodness, watching people get up the nerve for the first time to get on stage in front of a bunch of strangers, and the vulnerability and the rawness and the authenticity of it, and like you find yourself kind of sitting there like you're inside like rooting for them, but like, and you want them to do well and you want them to succeed, but you see it and you feel it and you connect on that level, and it's pretty awesome.
It really is. And it's also like, you also have to think about that need to connect, okay, that they're going to take the time to learn another language, music, okay, write in another language, song, and then perform it, on an emotional level or on a level that connects what their truth is.
Yeah.
And is it going to be great the first time out? Not necessarily. Maybe. And there are people that just like blow you away the first time. You're like, whoa, where did that, and people that I've known or seen, and then all of a sudden it's like they just come out and, you put some light on them and they blossom, and it's really kind of interesting. But, then sometimes there's the character of themselves that they're really trying to put forth. So it's really interesting, and just giving people that safe place to do that is really rewarding. And the open mic is a huge conduit to that community, and reaching out and helping people grow.
Well, I mean, whether it's music or poetry or whatever
Comedy,
form.
yeah.
Comedy, yeah. I mean, it's just a form of self-expression, and someone's just, oh my gosh, kind of putting their guts out there for the world to see.
Yeah.
And you know.
It's all storytelling, okay?
Yeah.
And a lot of people have shied away from that idea of storytelling, whether it's through videography or photography, or like what you're doing with creating like a webinar, webisode, webcast.
I don't know whatever it is
well,
I'm doing.
It's a series. It's a web series.
Yeah.
Okay, so creating a web series, there's all kinds of disciplines, and that's the key to it. Is finding that discipline and finding that way of showing up and dedicating time to it, working at it, looking at it, improving it, feeding it, giving it the right parts and the right care. An audience will follow.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that are just like, oh, I just need to be seen, and no, it's you need to see yourself,
Yeah.
and you need to really get extremely comfortable being vulnerable and being real and speaking your truth, and there's a lot of ways that needs to be done.
Yeah.
And it's all to, like I said, allow for more connectivity, more togetherness. Because one of the biggest fears, I think, in this world is that of being alone. And so when you're in a room of people that are enjoying the same thing that you like,
There's
you're
a
like,
vibe.
Yeah, there's a vibe, there's an energy. And what it is it's like, I'm not alone in the world.
Yeah.
There's other people that like what I like. And it's like the universe, as big as it is, in this moment, in this place, I belong.
Yeah.
So,
What do you see for the Muse going forward, as far as like, is there any initiatives in the works right now, or because I know we have Are You Okay, which you and I
Sure.
are both a part of, and I know we kind of took a little bit of a hiatus.
Yeah.
But we're coming back.
Absolutely. I think with COVID and the pandemic and the way that things have been going, trying to reinvent something that was so new and that was working, it was driving me nuts. It was making me crazy because it's like we're so events based with Are You Okay, and since we can't hold events, instead of trying to pivot something like that has so much that's right about it, I was like, let's just everybody take care of themselves. We'll regroup and reorganize, and so we'll be coming back with Are You Okay?
I guess we should explain what Are You Okay is.
Sure. Are You Okay is a mental health initiative that we started back in 2018, late 2018, and started shows in 2019. It's a monthly event typically where we bring in a poet, a comedian, and a songwriter. They perform, and then we have a conversation around an issue of mental health to help reduce stigmas and get people to be more comfortable talking about our mental wellness, and encouraging people to check out resources that we have in the area so that they don't feel like they're alone, so that they don't feel like they're on this battle of life on their own.
Yeah.
So.
And we talked about that in the beginning. I mean, I really wanted to come and check it out every month, or you had some just fantastic topics, and I was intimidated.
Sure.
To come.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but I was.
A lot of people were, I think.
And you shouldn't be. It's so not intimidating.
Right. Well, I think a lot of people built it up in their minds that it was like an AA meeting or some sort of confessional or something that they felt like they had.
It's so not.
No, it's more of a show. It's more of just like, it's edutainment is kind of how I call it. So it's like we get the people here that are going to be on stage that really have a great message and something worth sharing. And so we're just really pleased to be able to present that. And, raise money for Mental Health America.
And it's a good time.
It is. It really is. And, there's people that leave like crying, but usually it's like happy tears. There's people that leave laughing. It's a mixed bag, and it's really, it really touches people.
I feel like you always walk out of here after that just, I don't know, feeling lighter.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know, there's just something about it. It's a pretty magical thing.
It really
it's very
is.
cool.
It really is.
So.
And so we're looking to, continue to grow that and expand that. The Muse has installed a live stream system, so we're working on perfecting some of that so that we'll be able to bring shows to people, even if they don't feel comfortable coming out, they can still see shows here. We're still under, we're not able to open right now because we're a music venue in North Carolina. And we don't want to open until it's safe and that people are going to feel safe, like they can come. So we're working with SIVA, which is the Charlotte Independent Venue Alliance, trying to figure out like what those procedures and what it would look like. So, masks and gloves and, the typical fare, but also the things that we can do extra, like wiping down microphones with, disinfecting microphones.
Yeah, and just for the record, we're not wearing masks, but you're my inner circle. So I've seen you during this. You're one of the few that I've seen during the entire COVID thing. So if anybody wanted to reach out to you or to the Evening Muse and find out about upcoming events, once things are back to normal or open or whatever we are, how would they get a hold of you, or how would they find out about stuff going on at the Muse?
So one of the best resources is our website, eveningmuse.com. My email is joe@eveningmuse.com if you got any questions or suggestions or ideas or whatever. And then we're on Facebook and Instagram and everything like that, so Twitter. So we're there.
Well, I'm glad that no matter how much change, that the Muse is still a mainstay on the corner of 36th and Davidson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, thanks.
Thank you.
You're welcome.